why you ain't got no hair, because you keep trusting these hairstylists who barely have a license and do hair from their home, who sit there and tell you beauty is pain, and or if the hairstyle hurts or it's hurting your head, you should never got the hairstyle in the first place. Now you look like bald head scallywag and you can't even lay your head to the side because it's so. No, who said that? Who said? I can tell you who said that. This is the hairstylist who did this to me. In the back of my head. In the back of my head. It's too devastating to look at. Here's the story time. How a Houston braiding hairstylist did this to the back of my head with a dang sewing.
Oh my God, my Shayla.
It's gonna be hard for me to tell this, but let's get into it. I gotta get it out. So while I'm telling this story time, we're gonna be doing a hot oil treatment on my scalp. But let's get into it. Let's talk about it. So it started off in the morning. First of all, I'll tell y'all, my sister knows this girl. My sister got her hair done multiple times by this girl. I even got my hair done by her one time and that was when I was in high school, and I had to get a ponytail, and it came out well. That was my first time meeting her, and I was like, okay, she did pretty good. The hairstyle was no maintenance. It was just wrapping the hair on my braid. It was cool. After that, after finally coming to see her again, my sister mentioned her. She's like, let's go get our sewings and braids done by her since we're in Houston and we're about to go on vacation. I was like, okay, cool. Like, I don't know anybody right now that can do my hair, and she was pretty affordable, and I know she moves pretty fast. So I was just like, yeah, and I don't feel like doing my own hair. And that's why I messed up right there, because I was just like, I don't feel like doing my own hair this time. When I should have. I should have. So, and I was just like, you know what? I want to get something different. I want to get a sew-in again, because I've had a sew-in before, and mind you, this sew-in did not hurt. So keep that in mind. I already know sew-in ain't supposed to hurt. And any hairstyle, I don't keep it in my head. But back to the story. My sister's like, yeah, she pretty good. She do hair good. And I see my sister's hair when she does it, and I'm just like, wow, she really does do hair really good. So I was like, I don't mind going to her. So when me and my sister decided to book me and her book together, and we was just like, okay, yeah, we're gonna go this day up in the morning, and then she'll finish both of our hairs, and then we'll be out maybe by 5 o'clock. So once we get there, my sister gets in the chair first because I was super tired from blow drying my hair all that morning to daytime. Y'all, I'm kind of a procrastinator. I'm trying to get better at that. But after my sister gets her hair done and everything comes out cute, and all it took about 3 hours, then it was time for me to get in the chair. Mind you, when I get in the chair, everything's going good. She's braiding my hair into a beehive, and she's doing her thing, you know. And while she's braiding into a beehive, she finished the beehive, and that was cool. The braid wasn't tight. I'm not tender-headed or nothing. But it's whenever she started grabbing that thread and grabbing onto the thread and tightening it on my scalp, I was like, okay, the first layer, the first row, it was cool. As she started doing the second row and the third row, that's when my head started hurting. Mind you, it's all the way down here when she started. So, like, she's still sewing. I'm like, oh, Lord. I started feeling sharp pains in my head. Like, it started feeling like my head was burning. And I'm just like, something ain't right. And y'all, like, when your head hurting or with somebody doing your head real tight, you start curling up your fingers and your toes, and you feel like you about to start casting spells, baby. Like, your toes start curling up, and you start looking like Medusa or something. And I was just like, hold up, this ain't normal. Like, I've been doing my own hair for years, so I had stopped feeling pain from hairstyles, but never have I ever felt a pain like that, like I've experienced in that chair with that girl when I was getting that sewing. And I was like, is sewing supposed to feel like this? Y'all, the pain was so bad, I literally told her, I was like, hold up. My head is burning right now. My head is hurting. And she was getting like to the middle and stuff. That's when it started hurting worse. I was like, what the heck is going on? Mind you, I told her, I was just like, my head is hurting. Like, is there a way we can loosen this up? She was just like, sewings are supposed to be tight. Sewings are supposed to hurt. And I was just like, nah, like, because the first sewing I got, it didn't hurt. So why is yours hurting? Why is this one so tight on my head? Mind you, she's not heavy-handed. So I'm just like, why are you pulling so tight on my head? First of all. And I asked her if she could loosen it up. She said, no, I can't. And then she was like, beauty is pain. If you knew it was going to be like this, you should never got this hairstyle. Can you believe that's what that heifer told me? Lord, forgive me for my language. But that heifer told me, you should have never gotten this hairstyle if you was going to be acting like this in this chair. My sister, mind you, my sister was sitting on the couch. It took everything in me to humble myself and still stay calm. Because I don't jump out of my character. I'm not one of those people. Especially, I'm not going to let nobody make me come out of my character like that. Because you don't know me. I don't know you. You don't want these problems. Because if that were to come out, God done took me way too far. And I'm healed. And I'm still And if I come out of that phase of who I really am, it ain't gonna be nice. But I was just like, I don't know why she talking to me like that or why she popping off, but I should have known. And I ain't gonna lie, while I was, forgetting to oil my scalp as I'm doing this. Y'all, this is also my hair oil I made that I'm gonna tell y'all about at the end of the story. But as I'm getting my hair done and getting that sewing, I'm freaking in pain, moving my feet. I told that girl I have to get up and go to the bathroom. When I sat back down, I told my sister, I need ibuprofen. Can you go get the ibuprofen out the car? My sister was like, no. And me knowing my sister, she don't like doing stuff right away. But I'm just like, please. Like, I kept begging. Like, for me to beg for ibuprofen, y'all, usually when I'm in pain or sick, I do not like taking a lot of medication right away because I feel like self-healing is a real thing. And I'm asking God to heal you in prayer, and drinking tea and taking like herbal medicine and stuff is way much more better than these other medicines that are man-made and stuff like that. So I was just like, you know what, no. But for me to ask for ibuprofen right then and there, the painkillers, I was like, please give it to me because I can't deal with this. It was burning, it was hurting, and you see exactly why. You see exactly why. But we about to get this. We gonna get this boss spot growing back. As soon as I get here, ain't nobody ever gonna touch his hair. They gotta be licensed. They gotta know how to take care of it, and they gotta have hair on their head. But anyway, child. As I'm sitting there, my sister comes up. She goes out to go get the ibuprofen from the car. She comes back and she gives it to me. And I was like, thank you, girl. I popped like 4 or 2 ibuprofen while I'm sitting in that chair. And those ibuprofens was the only way I got my hair done. I kid you not. If it weren't for those ibuprofens, I would have got out of that chair and I would have told her, look, I'm sorry, I'm about to pay you to have payment and I'm about to bounce. Because why the heck is my head feeling like this? And why the hell are you being so rude when I'm asking you kindly, like, why the hell is my head hurting? Like, I understand you're a hairstylist. I know you take pride in your work. I never downplayed on her work at all. But how you're making my head feel, it hurts. And I need you to work with me too. Not just me work with you. And you try to get your hairstyles done so you can be ready for your next girl who you finna do her hair on. So as I popped those ibuprofen pills, I was able to sit there and get my hair done because the pain started going away slowly but surely. But there was still a little throbbing pain, but it wasn't as worse as it was. So I could sit there normally and get the hair done. Once it was done, it looked just like this and it was super cute. I took these pictures in her bathroom. Once it was finished with my mask on, mind you, I was sick too. I was freaking sick. I had sinus issues. And I was going through it, baby. After getting that sewing and having it in, and me and my sister leaving, mind you, my sister said her sewing started becoming tight after we got home, but she said it was more around her perimeter. My whole head was burning, okay, in the back. My whole head was burning. I was like, what is this feeling, Lord? Like, this is not normal. And I kept explaining that to my sister. She was like, usually sewings are supposed to be tight, but not as tight as you're explaining that to me. I was telling her, I literally feel like I'm bleeding. But me and her both took ibuprofen. She said she was just feeling it around the perimeter and hers was tight. So when she told me that, I was like, maybe this is normal. Maybe this is supposed to be like this. So then I started falling for the girls' lies and stuff like that and gaslit, because I'm just like, if this is normal, even my mama gets sewing, she says hers is tight sometimes, but it don't be as tight. And I have seen my mama pop ibuprofen before. So I was just like, you know what, maybe, but this is not something I'm used to. So after coming from the hair appointment, I get home, I have to pop like 2 more ibuprofens that day. And then right before I went to sleep, I popped 2 more. That's 6 in total for the day. That was 6. It took 2 days for the pain to go away, and I kept having to take ibuprofen. Mind you, I have other people who have been in the car or been around me when I did get my hair done, and I was like, I'm in pain, like seriously. And it went away. I went on vacation, went swimming. Everything was cool. And something in my hair started growing out. And I just noticed something in the middle of my head, and I started, scratching my head because my hair started itching. After sewing, your hair starts itching and stuff. I finally was able to put my fingers through my braids and like reaching through the sewing wefts and everything. And I reached into the middle of my head and I felt a scab. And I was just like, And I put my finger deeper in there. And I was just like, this scab is pretty big. Like, it was big. It was big. Like, and mind you, I am bad with scabs. Once I feel a scab, I'm going to pick at it. I know you're not supposed to do that, but I was picking at it because I was just like, what is that? But then, mind you, I also put oil in my head because I was just like, I don't know what that is. Maybe my hair dry, but I had to pick at it because I was like, bro, maybe I was bleeding from when I got my hair done. So I picked at it and tried to pull a piece out. And it was like goldish light, like it looked like sebum mixed in with my scalp and stuff like that, like dandruff and stuff. And I did see a little bit like redness in it. So I was like, I think I was bleeding. And I told my sister. And I told her I had a scab in the middle of my head. And she was just like, oh, I hope it's not too bad. I was like, me too. Like, but as the days kept going, I kept picking at it, just massaging it and stuff. But then I later on forgot about it. Come to find out, once it was time to take my hairstyle out, finally took it out. I oiled my scalp before I took it out. And once I got to that and cut all the wefts out, I started taking the braid out. And y'all, it was downwards from there. As I was taking the braid out, like in the middle of my head, that's when I was starting to separate my hair gently, because I separate my hair gently. I'm very gentle with my hair. I kept my hair was moisturized, and I was pulling it apart gently. But as I was pulling it apart, I could feel the scab and my hair coming out, and a bunch of my hair was coming out. And here's some pictures and videos right here of what it looked like when I came out. And when I was taking it out, it was big long pieces of my hair. I was just like, hold on, this don't look like shed hair. This looked like hair that's coming from my
scalp, bro. Like,
it was literally hair coming from my dang scalp. And I was just like, and then I looked closer at the hair, and right where the scalp was attached to my hair strands, where my scalp was, and it was pulling, I could see that the hair strands was coming from my scalp because it was attached to the scalp. And I was like, oh my God. So then as I kept taking the braid out, I was like, yo, like too much of my hair is coming out at once. Like, this is not normal. And even the braid is starting to feel thin. Even my hair is starting to feel thin in the middle. I started getting scared. So then I was just like, I started feeling the middle of my head, and I was like, hold up. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Like, and I noticed my head felt too smooth. Okay? My head felt way too smooth. And that was a problem. That became a problem. So then I ran to the bathroom, grabbed my camera, and I seen this. Y'all, it was horrible. It was so horrible. I cried. I boo-hoo cried. And because I really love my hair, and I'm really on a journey of hair growth journey. But it's the fact that when I told her it hurt and I was in pain, she disregarded how I felt. And even when you try to be respectful and nice to people, some people really don't have the decency or the respect to show you the same respect in return, and to like really care for you. Especially as a hairstylist, some hairstylists don't care for their clients. For it to be a while for me to get hair done by somebody else, I kind of let it brush past me. I was just like, okay, she done hair before, I ain't gonna trip. But I really should have just buckled down and got out that chair instead of just taking medicine and popping ibuprofen, which should have never went that way. So y'all, with that being said, this is my bald spot after a couple of days of taking it out. And I've been looking at hair growth videos, and I am on my hair growth journey. So my name is Uniquely Nigeria, and I would love you guys to follow me, especially the natural hair girls who have 4C hair, coarse hair, or really want to learn how to grow their hair and learn how to retain length and grow it healthy, long, and keep it moisturized. Please follow me because I'm on my journey, and I've been learning from some of the TikTok girlies on this app. And here I am learning about Ayurvedic oils. I just made me some Ayurvedic oil. I still got to perfect it, and I made me some Ayurvedic hair butter for my hair strands to keep it moisturized. But as I'm on this journey of learning, I will be actually growing out my bald spot, and I want y'all to join me on this journey. So thank you for hearing my story. God has helped me cool down. It did hurt me, but I know that God is going to help my hair flourish and grow 10 times better than what it looked like before. So whatever she thought she tried to take away from me, God is just giving it back to me 10 times better. And it's going to be so much more of a blessing. So she is not worth my time. But y'all, please, ladies, please be careful with these hairstylists who tell you beauty is pain. We is in 2025. Like you hairstylists need to learn that beauty is not pain. Everybody needs to learn that beauty is not pain. Like, shoot, it's about loving yourself. It's supposed to help enhance your look and make you feel good, not make you feel bad and take a couple days for the pain to wear off. No hairstyle should be tight. So therefore, look like I'll be doing my own hair. I am on my only natural hair journey, so I'm only wearing my natural hair out. So I really don't plan on wearing any weave anytime soon. Unless I go on vacation, I might fold. But yeah, this is my journey, and y'all follow me.